Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moe, Swedish Whiskey Girl. Today we're here with a blended malt from Campbeltown. So this is the Gauldrons, made by the team at Douglas Lane. I previously reviewed some of their other blended malts because they have this series of regional blended malts. So they have Timmer's Beastie, Big Pete for example, and Scallywag. And this is the one from Campbeltown. It's made in small batches. It's bottled at 46.2% ABV. And this is batch number 5. And of course, thank you to the team at Douglas Lane for sending me this little sample. It's definitely a good one to be sipping now in kind of Halloween times. It has quite an interesting story. So the name takes inspiration from the dark sandy coves in Campbeltown, where history says that Robert the Bruce watched a spider keep building its web and rebuilding, which inspired him to keep fighting, which is of course quite a nice story. So hence the little spider on the glass here, and you'll also see kind of a reference to it on the packaging. Yes, let's see if we can have a little look on the nose. Oh, before I forget, I keep forgetting this, and I'll try and be better, I promise. But it sits around 50%, no, it sits around £50, I think retail price, and it's non-chill filtered and natural colour. It just has such a rich nose. It's immediately toffee, quite dense toffee, but also a bit coastal, like almost that kind of salty coastline. Or maybe like salted peat, but just a touch. It's not overwhelmingly smoky. It just has this kind of coastal element that is a mixture between like salty vegetal note and this kind of soft smoke. I would say that the main thing I'm getting is toffee straight away. Maybe a little bit of a malty note, like sweet barley. Yeah, vanilla toffee. I sometimes get vanilla that's a little bit stronger, and with this one I would say it's that kind of vanilla toffee note that comes out. Well, let's have a little sip. Sláinte Skål. Slightly malty on the palate than I was anticipating. This is also my first dram of the day, so it can be that I'm not really used to it. But it's a slight drying maltiness that I'm greeted by first of all, and somewhere kind of in between a slightly bitter hay note and a barley soft maltiness. There's a thicker mouthfeel, which suits the style of malt. I know a lot of people have this one as their favourite, and it has this kind of denseness about it, which I think is lovely. The maltiness is, or the initial drying sensation is kind of calming down a little bit now, and some of the toffee notes come out, but I think primarily it's more malty. But it also has a touch of maybe like a salted caramel, because it has a touch of this kind of coastal element that makes it feel a bit dark and almost a little bit rough, if that makes sense. It's definitely a woodiness there which entwines with the maltiness, which is why it might be experienced as slightly drying, but it's more like dry driftwood, I would say. And that would be my dishwasher, if you can hear that. Apologies. It has such a lovely sweet nose. And it has a touch of sweetness on the palate. But I think if you're someone who likes maybe a little bit of a less sweet whiskey, this one might be for you, because I think the woody element, that kind of driftwood and the maltiness is the dominant thing, and then you have a touch of that salted caramel that just gives it a little bit of a further complexity. Yeah, that thick mouthfeel is nice, and on the finish, it's kind of lingering with me. But it's almost like a coastal, soft, salted, dry wood that's lingering now. Not getting a lot of peat on the palate, maybe just a tiny touch of it. It's just like in the corners of the woodiness, there's something there that makes me think of a bonfire, or maybe just burnt wood. Maybe that's where the bitterness might be coming from. Interesting. That denseness is really lovely, and maybe I should do a comparison between all of these regional malts one day. I have Timers Beastie and Scallywag at home, and now I have a little sample of the Gauldrons. Perhaps I should do that. Well, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. And of course, let me know your thoughts if you've tried the Gauldrons or any of the other regional malts from Douglas Lane. And of course, if you like what I'm doing here on YouTube and my other social channels, I'd be absolutely over the moon if you consider using my affiliate links the next time you're shopping with either Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. You'll find all of that information here in the section below, as well as links to my website, my Teespring shop, my Instagram, or my Patreon if you're curious about that. As always, a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. Your support means so much to me. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Sláinte Skål.